Hey guys, today is Tuesday, September 1st. The time is 4:12 p.m. and the temperature is 27 degrees Celsius. This is Church Street I'm about to turn right onto. And the plan for this ride is to revisit a ride that I uploaded back in July, which went along the new Danforth bike lanes. They were only partially installed at that time, but since then they have been completed, so I thought I would come back and do a complete ride from west to east, and then I will turn around when they come to a finish at Dawes Road and come back the other way on the other side. So this is Bloor Street East. I have just turned east onto. And I'm recording this ride with two cameras. I have the standard chest view mount, which is recording on a DJI Osmo Action. And up on the helmet, I've hooked up my GoPro again. And the reason I mention that is I have launched a new YouTube channel. The name of that channel is Johnny Stumbles. And if all goes well, I'll upload the helmet cam version of this ride to that channel. So if you're more interested in that view, at some point soon after uploading this video, you should be able to find that video on my other channel. If I remember, I'll put a link to that in the description. So just up ahead here is the Bloor Viaduct. Once I get over that, we'll be on Danforth Avenue and the start of the new bike lanes. The total stretch should be about 5 kilometers from where Danforth Avenue starts to Dawes Road, which is just short of the borough of Scarborough. And in the opposite direction on the west side, the city should be near completion of the Bloor Street West bike lane expansion. And that'll take it from around the Ossington Avenue area all the way to Runnymede Road, sorry. So once all is said and done, there should be about 15 kilometers of bike lanes from east to west along Bloor Street and the Danforth. The Bloor Street bike lanes were supposed to be finished sometime around the first week of September, which is this week, so I'm not sure if they're completed yet. I'll wait a week before I go check those out. So you can look for a ride down Bloor Street, and if this helmet cam works out, maybe I'll do 2 versions of that ride as well. So this is Castle Frank Crescent, just on my right, and Castle Frank Road, right here where I'm about to stop, and on the left is Castle Frank subway station. So this new channel will give me an opportunity to post videos that I wouldn't have normally posted on the regular channel. I may have mentioned this before, but often I go out to record a video and things sometimes don't quite turn out just right. There may be technical issues, or I just don't like the video and I decide to scrap it or re-record it. Or maybe I try something a bit out of the box and I don't think it's a good fit for the channel, so I don't end up uploading it. So the new channel gives me a place to upload all those videos so I don't feel like I wasted my time. And also you might find it interesting to check them out. And it also gives me an upload or an outlet to venture out and start creating some different kinds of videos, maybe top 10 or top 10 lists. Man, I can't speak today. Or some more edited style videos, because the ones I post on the main channel tend to be sort of one long format from start to finish. So if you're interested, there is a link in the description. Go on over and subscribe to the new channel. There will be a lot more videos to come on that channel and this channel. I guess this part might be confusing if you're listening to me say this from the new channel, but I'm sure you'll figure it out. So this is the Bloor Viaduct, and once this finishes, Danforth Avenue will begin. So I'll just follow this family into the bike lanes. Occasionally you see a cyclist get stuck on the right here and find their way looking like they're going to head down the Don Valley Parkway, which they shouldn't be doing. So she's signaling a right turn here. I think that's pretty cool that she's got her kids on the bike paths, getting used to riding on the roads. And we have entered Greektown. And here's where things get a little hairy, as a lot of these businesses have been installing these sidewalk patios thanks to the coronavirus. So the bike path will often diverge, like it is here, to the left. It's not really a big deal, but if you're not paying attention, it sure is. I had originally wanted to head out to Tommy Thompson Park today, but good thing I checked their official website, as it indicated that one of the main bridges in the park, the one that offers the most spectacular view, is closed for the week.
Yeah, I need to go the other way.
That's not something you want to see, a door swung open into the bike path. A lot of those other cyclists opted to go left around it, which is probably a smart idea. I'm taking things a bit slower than I normally would, just to get a look around. So this is Logan Avenue. There's the old Tim Hortons on the corner. That used to be a neighborhood institution. I'm curious to see how the bike lanes look after Jones Avenue, as that's where the ride I did in July ended. And I turned around, as that's where the construction of them had only completed up until. Got to be real careful with a right turning vehicle there. So for the most part, these are protected bike lanes. And this here is Pape Avenue. So there is a subway station just on the left.
On your body. So that when somebody texts you to make a plan, you can actually answer. Okay? Because this is all this misunderstanding. Somebody said, Jenny said that you were walking home. So Dad has been waiting for you at home. And we were getting worried about you, which is why I came to look for you. Do you understand?
I think someone's mom is a bit concerned about her behavior. Back when I was her age, we didn't have cell phones. You'd often disappear into the forest with your buddies for hours on end, and your parents had no idea where you were. I think today's kids are on a tighter leash than that. So we are nearing the end of Greektown, and the next major street should be Jones Avenue, which is where the last ride ended, and I turned around. More right-turning vehicles to deal with. The markings are a bit ambiguous as to how to handle that situation. I personally think that the vehicles turning right should be funneled all the way to the right of the lane, and the cyclists should be directed to go left around them. You do see that configuration in some places in Toronto. That's not a safe situation. So this is the Donlands Avenue. Donlands station would be just in here to the left. I did a live stream along Greektown and Danforth Village a week ago at night, and I think it went quite well. The live chat replay seems to be broken as it's still not playing on that, but on the last one I did, it is playing. So I apologize for that. I know some people like to rewatch the live streams with the chat running. And I haven't actually launched the new channel yet. I was debating whether or not I should do a live stream tonight. We'll see how I feel. The Raptors play in an hour from now. So I'll probably have a few cold drinks and maybe order a pizza and see how that goes. This is Greenwood Avenue. So we are out of Greektown now and into Danforth Village, I believe. So as far as these bike lanes are concerned, this is all uncharted territory. I can say I don't miss using this helmet cam. I stopped using it earlier in the summer after I posted a video where I showed both the helmet cam and chest camera, and the majority of the comments seemed to favor the chest camera view. And I'm noticing now just how heavy this stupid thing is on my head. I don't know how I did all those longer rides before with it. Also, I'm sure I look quite fashionable with it right now, but I don't really care what other people think in that sense. And this is Coxwell Avenue. So Coxwell Station is just to the north of here. So it shouldn't be too long now until I get to Dawes Road. This SUV should not have started turning. If you can't clear the intersection, you shouldn't enter it. It's kind of a golden rule of thumb for anyone operating on the roads. Here we have another one. Well, at least he can make it. Still nice weather to keep the top down. Although it is 27, it certainly doesn't feel like that. It's kind of a nice breezy day. It is possible these bike lanes have contributed to this mini traffic jam. I don't know what this would normally be like at this hour. It's also hard to compare things because we are in a pandemic still. I have to constantly remind myself of that. That's why it'll be interesting to come back and redo this ride next year in the summer and see how things look. So this is Woodbine Avenue, Woodbine Station on the left. You could take the south down to Woodbine Beach. There is a bus that runs up and down Woodbine, and it's not a very busy street, so it doesn't take very long to get down there or back up. And I'm wondering if I'm going to make it back in time for tip-off. It's 4:32. I think the game starts at 5:30. Of course, you already know the outcome if you're following basketball and you're watching this now. But that's okay, I don't. It is only game 2, but it's kind of a must-win for the Raptors. Although they are used to putting themselves in a hole at the start of a series. That's kind of their MO in the playoffs. Man, traffic is just crawling along in the eastbound lanes. There's really no major parallel routes to this for several blocks to the north or south. But I've mentioned this before, considering there is a subway line that runs along Danforth Avenue, there isn't a whole lot in the way of intensification of the area. And by that I mean condos and high-rises. Right around Main Street, there's a large cluster of apartment towers on the right. And you'll find more of that as you get in towards Scarborough. And this is Main Street. So Main Station is to the north of here. I'm curious as to why the TTC originally planned all the stations to be not on Danforth Avenue itself. They all seem to be kind of tucked away half a block or so to the north of the street. It's entirely possible to walk this street and not even realize there's a subway line unless you're paying real close attention. And it's kind of like that on the western side too, along Bloor Street West. Ooh, that's some strong wind. So Dawes Road should be just up here, as we're almost at Victoria Park, which is where the former borough of Scarborough begins. Here's Dawes Road. So the bike lane should not continue on the other side. So ideally, I would be in that left turn lane there, but I don't have that option from here. So I will just U-turn and make a left. And there you go, that's the whole stretch from west to east. Now I'm going to do it in reverse. And so far this ride has been incident-free. I'll be doing a spring and summer compilations video of cycling incidents like I have in the past. So as much as I don't want to be endangered or see anything strange go down, there's always that potential of picking up another clip or two whenever I go on a ride. But so far, we've got nothing. Traffic did seem to be lighter heading in this direction. My guess would be that the people that live to the east of here, which is the direction I was heading in, are probably more inclined to drive into work or drive across the city, whereas the people that live a bit more west are probably more likely to take the subway. It's a shorter commute and they live in a more urban space to begin with, whereas it's quite suburban out east. That's of course pure speculation. What I can do is just upload the video ahead of time. And to make it go quick, just take out the video and stick in a black screen and upload it with the audio and let YouTube scan that. So I'll know ahead of time if there's a copyright violation. I'll probably have to do that with this one. That guy was pretty oblivious to the world around him. And we're back to Woodbine. So nice downhill stretch coming up. Nice. Seem to be keeping pace with this guy. These protected bike lanes don't give you much allowance to pass other cyclists. Normally you'd be able to jump out into the lanes much easier than that. I did look to make sure it was clear, of course. And that is a common complaint amongst some cyclists about the bike lanes. There's a lot of dawdlers you have to encounter, people getting in and out of their vehicles, or zombies walking into the bike path. Whereas when you're on the street in the lane with the vehicles, it's much easier to anticipate everything around you, and thus it actually feels safer even though you're on the road and not in a bike lane. And I tend to agree with that. Although things have been pretty good on this ride. You can see how with these parked cars on the left, it's very easy for someone just to sort of have a moment and step out into the bike lane without checking. Especially if you have people from out of town coming into the area who aren't used to it. Right through the red light. And Mr. Slow passed me. That's good. On the left. Ah, it's too tight. Sorry. It's too tight. Thank you. Ah, we got it. I just wish they were a bit wider for that, because we all don't ride at the same pace, and you're doing nothing wrong. It's just, but at least we have bike lanes here now. I think it's good. More people on bikes. It's better. Yeah, that's where the experiment will be interesting. All right, cheers.
Doing this on -15?
I don't mind. If the roads are dry, sure. When it's icy, no way. There's a very nice guy. Seem to be catching every light here. I wonder if my friend will join us again.
The problem is this city has been built to accommodate cars, not bikes.
100%. But at least Bloor Street's going to have 15 kilometers now, all the way down to Runnymede. That's almost finished. Yep. So it seems as if the hare is not winning this race. Slow and steady is probably the way to go. But there is no real way, except for opportunities like this, to safely pass other cyclists on the left, as I just discovered. So it kind of puts cyclists at different speeds in an awkward position, because he wanted to move over, but he really couldn't move over any further. It's just one of those things where someone like me will have to suck it up and deal with it. Yeah, here's a good place to stand. Thank you. And Jones Avenue, we are at the start of Greektown. So this was a much longer ride than the last time I came out this way. See, and it seems to be a bit wider here than it was before. I guess it has to do with where these barriers are placed, because I'm pretty sure you could pass somebody on this stretch. Whoop, car turning right. And these detours around the patios aren't really a big deal. If it keeps the businesses healthy, I'm all for it. Another right turning vehicle, but he was held up for the pedestrians. And as we get later on into the evening, things are starting to pick up in Greektown, or late afternoon, I guess. I've never really thought about when the afternoon ends and evening begins. In my mind, that's probably somewhere around 6 p.m. Although in the summer, it's still really bright out at 6, so maybe that's something I'll look up. See, that lady didn't even turn her head right when she walked out into the bike path. I guess she assumed her friend cleared the way for her. These are all behavioral issues people need to work on if this whole thing is going to work. There's a lineup at the liquor store, possibly getting some drinks for the game later. And that really tall condominium in the background is 1 Bloor Street East, which sits at the southeast corner of the intersection of Yonge and Bloor. And we have just left Greektown as that car realized he should not have, or the driver of the car, I say that as if the car itself is sentient, realized he shouldn't have done that. All right, we're back on the Bloor Viaduct, so I think I'll just head on over. If you're looking through the helmet cam, you can see the city right now, or the skyline. And if you're looking through the chest cam, you see a guy walking at you in a blue shirt. How's that for quality commentary? So I think I'll end this somewhere around Yonge Street. I really want to get this damn camera off my head. Maybe last year I just built up certain neck muscles and I got used to it because it's certainly weighing me down right now. What I might try is putting the camera right here and using the frame mount as an alternate view. I guess I could go all out and put another camera on the back and maybe put one on each of my elbows. And my shoes will just go all cameras. So we are on to Bloor Street East, heading west. This is Castle Frank Station on the right. You might remember this from earlier. And there's no longer a protected bike lane here, at least not for a little stretch. Maybe I'll go my normal speed a bit more. Oh, it looks like we got some ambulance lights just up ahead here. Some people, no idea how to park in the city. That's extremely inconsiderate. Oh, but they had their park anywhere lights on. I see how that works. Detour going down to Mount Pleasant. I'll take this back home. Had enough of Yonge Street. And maybe I will take this until the helmet cam battery craps out. I did, of course, just give myself more of an uphill climb coming back. It's 5 o'clock, that gives me 30 minutes to get home. Hop into the shower. Pull out the Domino's app, order a pizza. And throw on the game. I think I can manage that. All right, in case either of these camera batteries decide to SHIT the bed, don't forget to check out my new channel. It's called Johnny Stumbles. I will link it in the description of this video. And barring any unforeseen technical errors, a copy of this video will appear on both channels from different vantage points. But of course, there will be no change to the regular content on my main Johnny Strides channel. It'll just be a whole lot more different and oddball stuff on the new one. And I think the next chance I get, I'm gonna hop off and take this camera off my head. Let's just get around this bend here and see what lies up ahead. And life would have been much easier if I just stuck to Yonge Street. Why did I do that? Whew. But hey, free tennis ball. It was all worth it. This is Inglewood. Well, Inglewood is the next one. I don't know what this is, but it certainly has some pretty homes on it. This is part of the Moore Park neighborhood, if I'm not mistaken. Look at this nice neighborhood I just stumbled upon. Well, like I said, thanks for watching. Check out and subscribe to the new channel if you'd like. There are links to my Instagram and Patreon accounts in the description. All right, I'll see you on the next one. .7% battery left. Whew.